Hey guys, so don't worry, I do know that I said I am going to release the Columbine video. I'm going to still. That has not changed. Don't worry, it's still coming out. It's a pretty long video. It's gonna take a little bit longer to edit, simply because of the length. It's over an hour. In the meantime, I thought I would make a shorter video, kind of like a little story time one, to make people not wait 70 years for my slow ass editing skills because my phone overheats every time I use CapCut. Also, don't mind the acne on my forehead. I know it's really bad. We're gonna be ranking my worst injuries and illnesses that I had on a scale of 1 to, we'll do 5, because I have a really low pain tolerance. I have a little list right here of all my injuries. So yeah, this is just like kind of a filler video while y'all wait for me to edit the actual video. By the way, hey guys, I thought I would point this out because thank you, number one, for all the views on my last video. That warmed my heart. But can we not make jokes about, you know, dating me? I literally say in the video, I have a girlfriend. Like, someone deadass was like, can I be the side chick? No, the fuck you cannot. Excuse me? No. In fact, I was not even looking to the side to see you. Please go away. Are we good? Yeah, okay. Injury number 1. I don't remember the exact year this one happened, but I do know it happened and it wasn't very great. So let's talk about one of 3 surgeries I've had. It is for a medical condition I have, and I know, unless you know me, you do not know what this is. So I have this disorder called Bockenheimer syndrome, and it is extremely rare. I think only 800 to 8,000 people have it in the world. That is in the world. Out of 8 billion people, 8,000 people have what I have, and I was cursed with having this. A quick summary of what it is, because I do want to explain what it is. What Bockenheimer syndrome is a disorder. It is a vein disorder. For people, it affects them in the limbs. So mine is my left leg. It goes from my left foot to my groin and up to my thigh. Now, it only affects certain areas, which is interesting, but basically what the premise is I have 2 times the amount of veins, so you would think, oh, that's a good thing. Absolutely not. Basically, what happens is when your veins break and stuff, they release blood clots. Mine release too many blood clots. It's pretty bad. Like, my leg will get swollen. You can see them in my leg. It affects my bone structure. I can't walk sometimes, and everything makes it worse. Like, heat makes it worse. The cold makes it worse. By the way, there's no cure. I don't know what causes it. I've had it since I was born. If you have ever seen me from afar and you can see I have a leg brace on, it's because I have, number 1, a giant scar on my leg, and 2, my leg is purple and blue. Because you can see my veins. All right, so let's talk about the first injury. Surgery number 1. I had a knee surgery because it was getting kind of to the point where it would hurt every day and I couldn't walk right. Yeah, so that was the first time I ever spent overnight in hospital. It kind of sucked. The food was kind of bum, but basically I'll include pictures. It wasn't that bad compared to a lot of the other ones. That one wasn't that bad. I couldn't walk for a hot minute, but then I learned to walk again. They said I would need physical therapy. I did not need physical therapy. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't remember seeing that piece of wood there, but whatever. I thought a little bald white man was outside of my room. So guys, I'm actually really blind when I do my videos, so if you ever see someone behind me, let's go ahead and tell me, because I would never know. I don't like saying that. Why did I say that? Now I'm fucking paranoid. Oh my god. For surgery number 1, I think on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst pain, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I don't actually think it was that bad. Surgery number 2. Oh my god, we're gonna give this one a fucking 5. This one was terrible. Not in the way you would think though. This one was weird because my foot was mostly affected. So I had a shit ton of blood clots in my foot to the point where I had a lump in them on my foot. So whenever I would walk on my tippy toes. That's gonna fuck up my foot structure because I'm a grown ass teenager. So I literally can walk flat on my foot. So that surgery I did not spend the night over. That one was weird. I don't really know what they did. This part is gross, guys. And I will give a timestamp if you don't want to hear this. So one day I was at school and I took my socks off. Not my socks, my shoes off. I took my shoes off and there is a stain in my fucking sock. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I immediately am like, why was my foot leaking? So I immediately am like, I need to go to the office and call my dad. And I call him and he's like, so they messaged my doctor and they're like, oh yeah, that's normal. It's the medication, it's the treatment. Squeeze it out. You want me to? I had to sit over a bathtub and squeeze my fucking foot out. Yellow ooze. That is disgusting. So afterwards, I have a ton of loose skin on my foot. My foot literally looks deflated. Still to this day. And 2, I had a hollow hole in my fucking heel. Ew! Ew! What the fuck? Third third surgery for this one, and then we're gonna move on to the next kind of injury. This one, can I give it over 5? This one was so bad. I'm gonna give it a 6. So luckily. So the third surgery was only a few years ago, actually. So this one actually was urgent. So every time I would walk, imagine you're biting into a delicious graham cracker. Yeah, that's what my bones sound like, man. And it hurt. Like, it wasn't like it was just a noise. No, it actually fucking hurt. Or you'd hear a whenever I'd walk. That was my bones basically cutting off the cartilage. They found that out and they were like, somehow the blood clots got under my kneecap and were breaking my cartilage. So for the fucking cartilage, that means if that would have completely chipped away, my bones would have hit each other and there would have been bone fragments in my skin. They were like, okay, yeah, we need to do surgery. This was the worst one yet. I don't know if the doctors were on some bullshit. I don't know what's going on. I was mad. All I know is I'm in Orlando because there's no doctors in the area that can treat it besides in Orlando. I was only supposed to stay for like a few nights. I ended up staying for almost a week at the hospital because during the surgery, so this one was more intense than the others because they were literally removing veins. This is a different kind of procedure. I had to go to all kinds of different doctors for this one because usually it's only the blood clots. So my main doctor can do that. No, we had to go to multiple teams because this was not a normal thing. So they removed the veins. But basically what happened is I bled a lot. I was literally losing a shit ton of blood, guys. I had to get blood transfusions afterwards because apparently it was like really bad. And I can show you a picture. I was white as shit. Like, and I mean like unnaturally white. Yes, so that happened. So then I get out of the surgery, right? Everything's great. My leg is completely wrapped up and oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. If that's what amnesia feels like, I think I genuinely felt amnesia. I think I was so up that I don't know what really happened, so it's kind of shaky. I'm sorry. I don't remember fully. I do remember being fucking mad though. So I remember I was in a nice room by myself originally, and bless this little kid's heart because I feel really bad for her, but it was really annoying. I get transferred to this other room, right? This kid, I think, had a spinal transfusion or she had a rod put in her back or something because basically her back was crushing her organs. She was a little girl. She was probably around 7 or 8. So I felt really bad for her, you know, whatever. But hey, I'm trying to sleep. I don't want to hear you screaming like a demon. I don't want to hear you screaming and then your mom being like, I can't do it, I'm leaving the room. Your kid has a rod in their back and you're like, I just can't deal with it. Get your ass back in the fucking room. And this poor girl like kept trying to make her walk, whatever. So I felt bad for her, but I could not sleep. And mind you, a lot of this was like a fever dream because I was so up and on 7 million IVs. It was horrible. And then I had to get a blood transfusion of like 1 bag. But then they're like, before the blood transfusion, they go, let's see if you can stand. I have never passed out in my life. That is the closest I have ever come to just dropping on the floor unconscious. They make me stand up, immediately I can't hear anything, I can't see anything, I feel like Helen Keller. So like, I was like fucking bawling my eyes out. I'm like, dude, I literally can't hear you guys. I don't know what you're saying. And so they sit me down and they're like, what happened? And I'm like, bitch, I almost fainted. Fuck you mean what happened? But yeah, I mean, that healing process sucked. That was the most extensive one I have, and it did leave permanent scarring on my leg, which does suck, but it kind of looks cool. And I love to lie to people and tell them I got attacked by a bear, and I didn't. I just got attacked by a fucking doctor. But that one was a really long stay. I'm gonna give that one over 5 though, simply because that one did hurt. Okay, so now that we're done with leg surgeries and my fucking crippling disability, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is my first ever, this was another kind of surgery. It was an oral surgery. This one I don't remember, so I'm simply gonna give it a 2 because I just don't remember that much. When I was younger, I had to get teeth pulled, and it was like a surgery kind of ordeal because it was the back ones and I was really young. So I don't remember this one very much. I just remember my dad loves to just tell me a million times how they had to escort me out the back door in a wheelchair because I was freaking out. Yeah, I'm a little kid who just got their teeth pulled out. What do you mean? Yeah, so that one kind of hurt. I don't remember much of it though. So COVID, I got COVID 2 times, guys. For the first time, I'm giving it a 1. Simply because I had COVID, I think the first time before it was like really mainstream kind of ordeal. It wasn't a serious case of COVID. The second time, I'm gonna give that one a 4. I thought I was going to die. So originally I was like, oh, okay, I probably maybe had the flu. I maybe have a cold that's really bad. No, bitch, oh my God. I literally, you would have thought my ass was dying because I couldn't move. I was like bawling my eyes out constantly. I was like shaking because I was having chills. It was so bad. Like you genuinely would have thought I was going insane. So they take me to the doctor and I'm like, oh, you have COVID. Then I get medicine and I'm fine. That though sucked so bad. And my dad had it at one point too. That, ooh, it was worse for him. Next, pneumonia. I had pneumonia and that one's a 3 because I also don't have a very good memory of that one. I was younger. I do remember my lungs hurt all day for some reason and I was like watching She-Ra or something. And then I was like, bro, I can't breathe. Like I actually can't breathe right. So they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to the ER. So I go to the ER. They do a flu test and I'm gonna tell you, I absolutely fucking hate getting stuff up my nose or stuff down my throat. So I freaked the fuck out, you know, I gotta be dramatic. And they're like, oh, you have pneumonia. So I had to be on one of those fucking breathalyzers, and I literally looked like I was on death row. Bitch, I literally looked like I'm passing away. You would have thought I had a deadly, crippling chronic illness. No, I had pneumonia. Like, this shit was really killing people back in the day, but whatever. So this one I love to talk about because this one was my fault. This one is the stupidest thing I have ever done in my life, and my parents have it on video. I was never the same since. This one I'm gonna give a 5 just because it is still affecting me to this day. So I pulled a muscle in my chest when I was younger, and I do remember this entire thing in full. It was this platform on this bouncy house where basically it was like 40 feet in the sky, and you jump down off of it into a bouncy house, but the bouncy house was not very bouncy in my opinion. It had springs under it, but they told me don't tuck in your knees and jump down. And me thinking I was Billy Badass and trying to be better than all the other older kids at the time who were chickening out, I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. So I tucked my knees in and I pulled a muscle in my chest. Like, I could not breathe right the entire day. I felt like I was getting stabbed repeatedly. So I went to the ER and they were like, oh, you pulled a muscle. So this one made me so mad, and I'm gonna give this one a 3 because it actually really did hurt. So my knees both were horribly bruised one time because of my classmate. We were in church, and if you go to church, you know that there's these things you pull down, they're pews, and basically you sit down on your knees on them when you pray. So I was doing that, and then I stood up and I didn't put it back up. So I would have thought, okay, we're going right back to kneeling. I'm gonna kneel back down and just get back on it because I left it down. I didn't know my classmate Andrew, that little bitch, he put it up, and I don't know if he did it on purpose or on accident. Like, I think he might have done it on accident. Like, he wasn't really saying it, and I was kind of confused. I literally slammed my knees full speed. Let's say I was standing like this, right? I went down like that. So I went down really quickly. I bashed both my knees on the tile floor. Full speed. Next day, my whole knees were bruised. Badly. And I mean like fully purple. And bitch, one of them's already purple, so you know it's bad when it suddenly is another shade of purple. It's like 50 shades of gray, but 50 shades of purple in my fucking kneecap. All right, so the next one is the other time I got my teeth pulled. This one actually wasn't that bad afterwards. It just angered me so badly because they had been laying this shit off for so long, and I had braces, right? And they were like, well, we're not gonna put the top wiring in until you get those removed. Why are the fucking brackets in then? Take them out. You just want me to pay more. I'm gonna get on 2 because actually leading up to it, it didn't hurt. I was just scared of the IV, but being near a needle actually makes me really fucking anxious. But that was the worst part. Afterwards, wasn't that bad. My mouth was just very swollen. This one, okay, y'all gonna call me dramatic. This was so bad. It's another teeth one. I'm sorry to my mom if she's watching this. So one time they had to fill a cavity or something. I don't know. And this motherfucker goes, I have to get a needle put in my gum. And this bitch said, it won't hurt that bad. Only for a second. That was 20 seconds of pure agonizing pain. And now, I don't care. I don't care if I have a fucking cavity. Give me the laughing gas. We're done. That's all we're doing. I'm not doing a shot. So that one, I'm giving a 5. But I'm gonna give that one a 2 because I feel like it's a faint memory now. One of my classmates that kind of bullied me, Thomas did this once too, the one I've mentioned in my videos. If you're from Tumblr and you're watching this and you know the classmate I mentioned who I'm like, I literally went to school with the reincarnation of fucking Eric Harris, that's him. I have to maybe add that because that one would have been probably a 3 because of the emotional aggravation I felt. The first time was just a girl being mean. Like, she kicked me in the back of the knee and it was the bad one. It fucking hurt, so we're gonna do 2. The third time, Thomas decided it'd be a really good idea at like 6 a.m. in the morning to fucking trip me and kick me in the leg, to which I got up and grabbed him by the head and slammed it forward because what is wrong with you? And he's like, oh, you just literally tried to kill me, I think. Okay, the next one. This one I'm gonna give a 2 because when I was a kid it really hurt, but looking back on it now, it didn't leave a super duper traumatic life story behind me. So one time when I was a little kid, I was getting ready for ballet. Yes, I did ballet and tap dancing and swimming and dance and gymnastics. So I have my cat Uno. He's the one with the missing eyeball. I was holding him, like as a little kid, I was holding him in his claw. Like my parents turned the vacuum on. This motherfucker literally scratched me so bad. It literally hurt so bad. And I just remember screaming because like it went from like here to fucking here. Luckily it didn't leave like a lasting scar or anything, but goddamn, that damn cat. The next one is when I had the flu. I do remember briefly having the flu, but I'm gonna give it a 1 because I don't remember it that much. Ooh, this one was not, it didn't hurt, but it was just, ugh. This is my own fault, I will admit it. This one's getting a 2. I had a infection in my finger. I bite my nails so badly, but it was like right here. Well, no, it might have been this one. I think it was like right here in this area here. but it was right here, and it had a bunch of pus in it, and I had to pop it. It was infected for sure. I don't care, I still bite my nails. This one was caused by somewhat trichotillomania a little bit. I pull my hair out all the time. Like, it genuinely used to be a lot more worse, but I had a spot on my head that was missing a chunk of hair. So we're gonna give this one probably a 1 though, because it was more embarrassing. I had to wear a hat to school and stuff, and that's not allowed here in America. We can't wear hats because they think they're gonna have a gun in it. I had to get permission to wear a hat. This one was not a major one, but oh my god, everyone brushes it off and it actually really hurt. This one I'm giving a 3. One time me and my sister decided, let's try to be whimsical and fucking magical, I guess, and we were like, oh, let's go in the rain. And so she brings a fucking umbrella out there, and this bitch literally turns it and it went in my eyeball. It went like right here in my eye, like the pointy end went in it. And she was like, what? And I'm like, you just stabbed me. It actually did hurt. The moment everyone was like, it's fine, I was like, okay, maybe it didn't hurt that bad. Like, this is the last one here. This is a sickness one. This was one of the worst days of my life. 5. At my grandma's house when I was younger, I don't know what I ate. I think it's SpaghettiOs. Bitch, I still be eating SpaghettiOs. Yummy in my fucking tummy, bro. I threw up probably 4 times in the span of one night. It was like projectile vomiting. Like, I literally have never felt worse in my life. I had the worst headache ever afterwards. That was the last one. I hope you guys like this video. It was more of like a funny one. I like to rant, and I promise the Columbine video will be up soon, guys. Trust me. Sorry, I've just been really distracted by finals, but summer's almost here, guys.